Every night, I would go to the gym alone. It was the only time of the day when I could forget my worries and focus solely on myself. Typically, the gym was deserted at night, leaving just me and the workout plans posted on the magnetic wall. However, one day, I felt something strange. I was on the rowing machine, sweating profusely, listening to the rhythm of my own heartbeat, when suddenly, I heard someone whispering behind me. The voice was so faint that I wasn't sure if I had actually heard it. I slowed down my workout, listening carefully. Then, I heard it again, as if someone was murmuring right next to my ear. It was a female voice, but it was too low for me to make out the words. A feeling of unease crept over me as I tried to pinpoint the source of the sound. I cautiously walked towards the depths of the gym, but there was no one else in the room. I thought maybe it was just my imagination, so I returned to the rowing machine. However, the voice reappeared, and this time, it was clearer. I could sense that whoever it was, they were right beside me. I jumped off the rowing machine, turning around to face the unexpected visitor. But in front of me, there was nothing but the empty gym. My heart pounded like a drum, and a chill ran down my spine. I had truly heard the voice, but I couldn't find where it was coming from. I resumed my workout, but my attention remained fixated on the eerie voice. Each time I tried to forget it, it would reappear, seemingly getting closer. I began to doubt my sanity, wondering if fatigue had caused me to hallucinate. However, when I entered the locker room, I saw something that sent shivers down my spine. In the mirror, I saw a blurry figure standing right behind me. I turned around, but once again, there was nothing there. The figure had vanished in an instant. I couldn't take it any longer. I hastily dressed and rushed out of the gym, my heart filled with fear. I never went back to that place alone, never forgot my worries again. Because on that night, I learned that even in the quietest of places, inexplicable things could happen. Every evening, after my shift as a gym janitor, I would stay behind for a while to prepare for the next day's cleaning. It was usually a quiet and uneventful task, and I had grown used to the solitude of the empty gym. But one night, something happened that shattered that peaceful routine. As I was sweeping the gym floor near the lockers, I noticed a small key lying on the ground. It was a gym locker key, attached to a keychain with a bright orange tag. This immediately struck me as odd because the gym had been deserted for hours, and there was no one around who could have dropped it. I picked up the key, examining it closely. There were no names or markings on the tag, which was unusual since members typically labeled their keys. Puzzled, I decided to take it to the front desk, thinking that someone must have reported it lost. To my surprise, when I presented the key to the receptionist, she shook her head. "No one has reported a missing key today," she said. "But you can leave it here, and we'll keep it in case someone comes looking for it." I placed the key on the counter and returned to my janitorial duties. However, I couldn't shake off the feeling that something was amiss. I knew that missing locker keys were a common occurrence in the gym, and members usually rushed to the front desk to retrieve them. But this time, there was no owner in sight. Curiosity got the better of me, and I decided to check the locker room to see if any lockers were left unlocked. Perhaps the owner had left in a hurry and forgotten to report the missing key. I started opening lockers one by one, and after several attempts, I finally found one with the matching bright orange tag. I cautiously unlocked the locker, half expecting to find some forgotten gym gear inside. But what I discovered was far more unsettling. The locker contained a stack of folded notes, each one written in a neat, feminine handwriting. As I read through them, I realized they were love letters addressed to one of the gym's male trainers. The letters expressed deep affection and plans for secret rendezvous. I felt like an intruder, invading someone's personal space. It was clear that the owner of the locker had intended to keep these letters hidden. My conscience urged me to put everything back and forget about it, but my curiosity won out. I continued reading, and I soon learned that the trainer's name mentioned in the letters was none other than a trainer who had passed away years ago. My heart began to race. How was it possible that someone was writing love letters to a deceased trainer? It was as if the past had come back to life within the gym's walls. Unable to comprehend what I had stumbled upon, I placed the letters back in the locker, locked it, and left the locker room. As I continued with my cleaning duties, a growing unease settled in the pit of my stomach. The gym, once a place of routine and solitude, now felt like a crypt of secrets and unanswered questions. In the days that followed, strange occurrences became routine. Late at night, when the gym was empty, the whispers of a hushed conversation would echo through the locker room, as if the clandestine lovers were still meeting. I could never pinpoint the source of the whispers, but their presence sent shivers down my spine. I tried to forget about it, to convince myself that it was just a series of coincidences and that there was a logical explanation. Yet, the memory of those haunting letters and the inexplicable whispers continued to haunt me, forever altering my perception of the once familiar gym. I'm a novice gym trainer, and every night, I stay behind in the gym to create workout plans for our members. Although the job is demanding, I enjoy my time in the gym. However, one night, I experienced a chilling encounter that left me trembling. On that particular evening, I stood alone in the dimly lit gym, organizing tomorrow's training programs. The lighting in the gym was minimal, with just a few dim overhead lights preventing it from being completely shrouded in darkness. I was completely engrossed in my work when I suddenly felt an icy chill creep over me. I looked around, but there was nothing to be seen. Yet, I couldn't shake the feeling that an unusual presence was watching me. I tried to convince myself that it was just my imagination, but the chill grew stronger. Suddenly, I heard a voice, as clear as day, speaking to me. It sounded like a man's voice, offering me instructions and advice on how to improve the members' training plans. The voice was as if it belonged to a coach, but there was no one else in the room with me. I felt uneasy, but also curious. I started making adjustments to the training plans according to the voice's guidance. The advice was remarkably insightful, as if it came from someone with profound knowledge of fitness. Over the course of a few weeks, my training plans became exceptionally successful. Members were making noticeable progress, and their feedback about my coaching was overwhelmingly positive. Yet, I remained perplexed by the mysterious voice. I began to investigate the history of the gym, hoping to uncover clues about the origin of the voice. Eventually, I stumbled upon a photograph that sent shivers down my spine. The photo displayed a familiar face. It was Mike Robinson, the gym's former trainer who had tragically died in a gym accident years ago. Everything became clear to me. The voice, the one providing training advice, was none other than the late Mike Robinson. I was shocked but also comforted, realizing that his presence was here to assist me, making my training programs more successful. However, the presence of Mike's voice also filled me with fear. Each time I heard it, I couldn't help but feel a haunting unease. I understood that even though Mike had left this world, his voice seemed to linger in the gym. From that point on, I dared not stay alone in the gym at night, for I had come to realize that even in a place devoid of the living, there might be a ghostly presence.